knows? Anybody have an idea what risk management is? Anybody want to? What do you say?
I think managing risk basically means managing uncertainty. What's something that's uncertain?
That's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. Anything more? Anybody else have any different ideas? Definition of risk? Well, let's look at it. Managing risk is simply managing. You want to come up here and take over on this class? So it's simply managing uncertainty. So we do this every day, okay? So if after class tonight, you go outside of the room and one of you looks at the other one of you and says, boy, that was boring. We've got another 11 of these. I don't know if I'm ever going to survive. You want to go out and have a beer? No, I want pizza. And the other one says, no, let's get something real to eat, So what does that mean to you if somebody invites you out for pizza? So I've asked this to students before, and very often the answer has been, I have to check my bank account, right? So there's a certain amount of uncertainty here. You've got a budget, you're a student, and going out for pizza is one thing, and going out to a restaurant is a whole different thing. So we do that, we all do that in our personal lives. And we all do that in our professional lives. So whether it's formal or informal, we're all managing uncertainty. Did anybody do anything in order to be here on time tonight? Did anybody consider the parking situation, which sometimes is a disaster? Did anybody consider the highway or public transportation? All of that is managing risk. And if that's the case, why do we need a course on managing risk if we all know how to manage risk? And the answer is that there really is, in managing uncertainty, there are a number of components that are pretty much fixed. If you want to do this right, you have to do this and do this and do this and do this, and then you'll get it right. Okay? You still have to make a decision at the end of the day. So you checked your bank account, and you've got, it's Monday, and everything that's in that account has to last till Friday when you get your next infusion of cash, and you've got $193 in the bank. You've still got to make the decision whether you're going out for beer or pizza or dinner. Okay? So you might make the wrong decision. You might make an impulsive decision. But managing risk has certain very, very specific steps and components to it. And that's what we're learning, how to do this formally within an organization. So managing uncertainty means making decisions considering the possible effects of uncertainty. Okay? So yes, there's uncertainty. Uncertainty may have effects on my objective. My objective is to make it through the week with enough money for everything that I need. So I've got to make the right decisions. I've got to make decisions that will allow me to do what? Achieve what? Who wants to fill it? Achieve what? My objectives, right? I've got things I've got to get done this week that need money, right? So if I want to achieve my objectives, I've got to make decisions that will allow me to achieve those objectives. So managing uncertainty, risk management means managing the decisions that I need to make in order to achieve the objectives that I want to achieve, considering what uncertainty may do to me. So I know if I go to dinner tonight and I blow $45 on dinner tonight for my portion because she likes to go to a very expensive place, so so that's great. I know I'll make it to Friday. But what happens if I need additional money because of something that may happen that I'm not expecting? Or I am expecting, I don't know, it's uncertain. So that's what managing uncertainty is. That's what managing risk is. Okay, so we do this all the time, but we're going to learn about a formal methodology for managing risk. So In the standard, we have, as I mentioned before, 8 definitions. I'd like to show you how this works. If you have it, can you pull out the F-disc? So on page 1, in section 3, we have terms and definitions. And you'll notice that the definitions are not in alphabetical order, but they're in order of the context of the topic that we're studying. The very first word in definitions is risk, rather than the first word being an A or a B or a C or a D. This has always been a disagreement between the U.S. standard and the other standards, where the U.S. standard has always gone alphabetically, and I think this time they're going to go contextually this time, the way Europe is. It's only 8 words. So 3.2 is risk management, and the formal definition of risk management is coordinated activities to direct and control an organization with regard to risk. So one of the tips that Robert is giving us to be able to understand this standard, when you read this, and as I said, you read it, you don't really understand it. Whenever you see the word risk, just switch in your mind the word uncertainty. It's not the same thing in the standard, because in the standard we're going to see a specific definition for risk that's a little bit more complicated. But just to be able to understand, risk management is the management of uncertainty. Okay? So that's how you'll be able to get through this document understanding what it's trying to say.